Whoop. Hi, and welcome back to Plastic Models by Regular Dude and part number 5 of the Academy 135th scale U.S. Marine Corps M50A1 Ontos. Alright, in the last episode, I pretty much finished up with the construction other than mounting the guns and the commander's cupola turret thing. So I got the upper portion of the hull primed, and to do that I used Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 Gray, cut 50/50 with MLT, and I also primed all of the rest of the parts, the turret part, the guns. And as you can see, I've got the guns painted, and for those I used SMS Premium Black Acrylic Lacquer. Now, why did I paint them that color instead of olive drab or green or whatever you want to call it, like the rest of the vehicle? Well, in looking at photographs, with some of these vehicles that are set up as displays in various areas, they are indeed painted the same color as the vehicle, but I believe those have been painted like that just as preservation for the display vehicle, because in period photographs and such, the guns are painted a black color. Now, if they're just absolute black, I'm not sure, but they're pretty black looking in the photos, so that's what I went with. And I'll do a little bit of alteration of that solid black with some other blackish type colors just to kind of break it up a bit, but that's what I went with. So the first thing I need to do on this hull and the few of the other small parts is I'm going to use SMS Premium Insignia White acrylic lacquer, and I'm going to spray some highlight type things on here. So like on any of the horizontal surfaces or very near horizontal surfaces. So like the fenders, this upper part here, these big flat areas here, these louvers here, like the tops of these. All I'm doing is I'm wanting to get some highlights, so when I spray the SMS Premium US Olive Drab acrylic lacquer over it and I put it on in layers, I can kind of control where I'm getting some highlight stuff showing up. So with all of that windage done, I'm going to go ahead and use my TRN1 Neo for Iwata trigger airbrush to spray that white. And then once I get that white sprayed, I'll bring it back, let you take a look at it and see what it looks like. Okay, using my white paint, I did a little bit of highlighting here. Not too seriously crazy, but hopefully it'll vary the tones a little bit. I also sprayed these parts here because these parts are supposed to be the same color as the vehicle. These are the clamps, I guess, that hold it in place. So I need to spray those whenever I spray the hull and the other parts. So I'll get those sprayed, and then these guns here, these targeting guns, whatever you want to call them, I will hand paint those with some gunmetal. So got the old SMS olive drab here, ready to go. Back in a few. All right, so my undercoat worked somewhat, but not as good as I had hoped it would. But then again, I did do it a weird way, because normally one would use a black base with the white to give it that variation. Now it's there, and I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it is very slight. So the next thing I want to do is I want to use some of these decals. Now some of them are not going to work, because I may try them anyway, but you can see they've kind of come off of the one of them's completely gone, but they've kind of come off. But I'm going to try them and see if they work. So I'm going to do that, and then come back and see if I was able to use them. All right, so the decals that actually worked have been applied. So next thing I want to do is do some detail painting. So I'm going to do the headlights first, then I'll move on to spare tracks, fuel can. I need to do the tools, get all that stuff done. Then I can start thinking about a clear coat, so I can start thinking further about weathering. All right, third time's a charm, as they say. So I've got the detail stuff painted, one of the shells, I'm only using one, the machine gun, and the tools. I do have to paint the gun portions, the aiming gun portions of these recoilless rifles, but I can do that later. So right now I'm working on wash. It is dark brown wash for green vehicles by Mig Jimenez, ammo by Mig Jimenez. Using this handy dandy liner liner brush, Zero Select Artiste Princeton brush from Hobby Lobby. So I've already started, actually. Got the back for the most part done. And then just working my way around. Looking pretty groovy. So I'm going to do these welds here. I'm just going to go all the way around. And then any excess I can wipe off with Q-tip / cotton bud / whatever people call it around the world. And then once I get all this done and it dries thoroughly, I can do a clear coat, so I can start with some of the dust and dirt effects. So with that, I'll come back. All right, so I've got some dirt and stuff put on here that's got to dry because I used the pigments and pigment binder. So now I'm going to do some oil work, and I'm going to use these two colors here, see how it turns out. Alright, at this point I am ready to start gluing these guns into place, and then I can do the weathering on those. So I'll be back. Alright, so I've got the guns all glued and all of the brackets glued in place. So with that, I'm ready to do a little bit of weathering on the guns, and then all I need to do is glue the tracks back into position to get the sag that I want. So I think I'm going to call this video quits. And so ends part 5 of the Academy 1/35 scale U.S. Marine Corps M50A1 Ontos. I'll put a link at the end of the video in case you haven't seen the rest of the series. I will add a link that starts with part 1 so you can check it out if you want. So next time when I come back, I'm going to show you the finished kit, talk a little bit about it, my thoughts on it, and then a quick slideshow at the end. So, as always, thanks for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude, and I will see you all later.